Hey there and welcome. Today, we're going to walk through a roadmap that's, well, pretty powerful. It's all about how you can take a pretty modest monthly saving and turn it into something huge. This is your plan for real financial freedom.
So let's just get right to it, shall we? Can 10,000 rupees a month really make you a multimillionaire? I know, it sounds like something out of a movie, but trust me, with the right strategy, this isn't fiction. It's a real, achievable plan.
Just look at these numbers for a second. On one side, you have a monthly amount that feels manageable, right? And on the other, a number that could completely change your life. That gap looks huge, I know, but there's a clear bridge between the two, and we're about to walk across it together.
So where do we even begin? Well, the first step on this journey is something you've probably heard of, the simple, standard SIT path. Think of this as the foundation we're going to build everything on, and it all starts with hitting that first big milestone.
Okay, so if you stick with a 10,000 rupees SIP, and we assume a pretty reasonable 12% annual return, you'll hit your first crore in about 20 years. Now that's an incredible achievement, but as you're about to see, that's really just the warm-up.
Right, so hitting 1 crore is amazing. But what about the big goal, the 10 crore finish line? This is where that simple, straightforward path starts to show its limits. Let's take a look.
If you just stick with that fixed 10,000 rupees SIP, the journey to 10 crores would take, get this, over 38 years. That's a long, long time. For most of us, that's just too long to wait to enjoy our financial freedom.
But what if I told you there's a smarter way? A little trick that can seriously speed up this entire journey. This is where things get really interesting. Let's talk about how to supercharge your investment plan.
The secret is called the Step-Up SIP, and the idea is actually super simple. Every year as your income goes up, you get a raise or a promotion, your SIP amount goes up with it. It perfectly aligns your savings with your career growth. It just makes sense.
And the result? It's incredible. Just by increasing your SIP by a modest 10% each year, you slash the time it takes to get to 10 crores from over 38 years down to just 31. We are talking about shaving 7 years off your journey. That's 7 extra years of your life you get back.
Okay, but this journey isn't just a simple math problem. There are a couple of major hurdles you have to get over. One is a real-world financial challenge, and the other, well, that's a battle you have to fight inside your own mind.
First up, you've got to deal with the inflation monster. Think of it like this silent thief that's always eating away at the value of your money. A crore today won't feel like a crore in the future. In fact, in 15 years, it'll only have the buying power of about 42 lakhs. That's why aiming for a big target is so important.
And the second battle? This one might be even tougher. It's the one that happens inside your head. It's that constant pull between the part of your brain that screams, spend it now, and the thoughtful investor part that knows the real reward comes from saving. Winning this whole game comes down to one thing: discipline.
It's a lot like running a marathon, isn't it? There are going to be times when you feel tired, when you feel like giving up. The finish line can seem so far away. But if you can just push through, stay disciplined, and keep your eye on that goal, I promise you, crossing that finish line makes every single step worth it.
So what's the fuel that keeps you going in this marathon? What's the secret sauce that makes this whole plan work? It's the most powerful force in the financial universe. It's your secret weapon, the absolute magic of compounding.
Let me tell you a quick story about the Chinese bamboo tree. For 4 long years, you water it, you take care of it, and absolutely nothing happens on the surface. It's just a patch of dirt. But then, in the 5th year, it just explodes, shooting up 90 feet in just a few months. And that's your money. That's exactly how your wealth is going to grow. For the first few years, it's going to feel like it's just crawling along. But if you stay patient, it will hit a tipping point, and then it will sprint, growing faster than you could ever imagine.
All right, enough theory, we get the mindset, we get the strategy. Now let's get down to business. Where do you actually put your money to make all this happen? It's time to build your action plan.
Look, it really all depends on how comfortable you are with risk. If you're a more conservative investor, you'll want to stick with things like index funds and flexi cap funds. But if you're a bit more aggressive and willing to take on more risk for potentially higher returns, you can think about putting about 15 to 20% into mid-cap and small-cap funds.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for you, something you might not hear everywhere. Some data actually suggests that if you schedule your SIP for the last Thursday of the month, which is the F&O expiry day, you might get a slightly better result because of how the market moves. It's a tiny edge, but over decades, every little bit helps. But please, don't get too caught up in little tricks like that.
Because at the end of the day, you have to remember the single most important rule of investing. Time in the market is way more important than timing the market. Trying to guess the market's next move is a fool's game. Consistency is everything. So there it is. The blueprint is right in front of you. You have the plan, you have the strategy. The only question left to answer is, are you ready to take that first step and start your journey? Because the best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time is right now.